So, of course, we have Kyle Crashes on here, Mr. Kyle Barbour. He has raced with us many times in the SER Sprint Series. Uh, Actually, a close friend of mine. We've worked together, we've hung out together um, throughout many years. So I know him very well. I know these two know him very well, Seth and Adam. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of interview you after your first kind of inaugural SRA series. I know these guys had run like a half series and didn't really kind of see the season all the way through. So this is their first one, and I know for a fact this is your first one. Um, how was it taking the leap from something small like SER sprints into something that has a lot more players in the game and a lot more competition?
Yeah, I mean, really the biggest thing, race number one, I was literally trembling. Coming up to qualifying and racing and everything. It was almost just the nerves getting to me. Took me a minute to kind of relax, gather myself, and really that carried on through the first couple races, just because you don't really realize how big of a thing this is until you've realized, oh man, this is on live stream. Oh man, everybody's really serious. SCR for me, had me wanting to try and be legit, but I would occasionally rage quit. I would occasionally, get very angry or do stupid things, whatever. And with this, I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to be skill oriented and to make sure that I did the proper time and drove correctly. I guess is the best way to put it. I wanted to put myself in that professional set instead of, oh, let's race and have some fun. So it was definitely a big changing moment to move to SRA, or at least do the championship in SRA, and and try to compete with those boys. And from the start, race number one, it was kind of rough because trying to get used to it and everything. But by race two, I had kind of gathered myself and figured out, okay, I could do this as long as I put the practice in.
Give me what the mindset felt like. So after you got settled, and of course the newness kind of wears off, coming into race 2 and 3, trying to put together a championship, especially in your rookie season, you want to prove that you belong. Um, Kind of put me in that mindset coming into racing 2 and 3. How were you feeling about around then?
Yeah, race two definitely felt a little more kind of, I don't want to say in the zone, but just comfortable to know what I was doing, and just not shaking, physically shaking, while coming into the seat. Oh man, just, I was thinking about it all day. Oh man, I'm going to do good. I'm going to put, good laps down. I've been practicing for this. And the second race being Coda, I figured, oh man, I'm not very good here, and it's at night. I'm gonna, end up middle of the pack, maybe top 10 if I'm lucky. And I ended up qualifying in first in that race. And I didn't even know what to say. And I was just like, oh man, I didn't see that coming. So at that point, it kind of set in. Okay, this is a possibility to be up in the top three, top 10, whatever it might be. But the biggest thing that I would say helped with all of this is, with my work and doing everything, I was trying to do all that stuff as much as possible, but at the same time, put a lot of time and effort into practice. And I mean, I say it after, my, second place wins and all that other kind of stuff, but I can't thank Adam and Seth specifically enough, because they were the main reason that I was up there. If they weren't teaching me, if they weren't telling me how to run the tracks, if they weren't sending me the correct setups, or giving me advice on the setups, whatever it might be, I would be nowhere near what I was. Um, I even remember during one of the later races, they had not given me a setup or given me kind of a guide. So I went online trying to research myself, did a bunch of laps. I'm like, okay, I think I got it. They got on and were beating me by like 2 seconds. And I'm like, how in the world? And after literally an hour of just listening and watching them play, I was right up with them, or at least in the same ballpark. So that was really the biggest reason to be even close, is to have them teaching me, and coaching me along the way.
I think it's definitely safe to say. Now, I'm not as familiar with the inner workings of SRA, but I think it's safe to say you're definitely going up into a higher division coming into the season. If you are still placed where you are right now, I would be surprised. And that
Yeah.
kind of leads into my next question. Throughout the season, I know you've evolved a lot watching you in the sprint series, but how do you feel like you've evolved as a driver coming into this SRA season?
I mean, as a driver, I've always wanted to do good, but when it came to this championship stuff and just being able to see people's times, having practice races and the series, just everything revolved around this. It's made me want to be a better driver and push me to be a better driver, for sure. So I think now, when I first got into it, I said, "Oh, this will be fun. It'll be challenging, but it'll also make me better." Now it's like, no, I really want to do good. I want to be a better driver. I want to be better, even though it might be a video game. Like it is completely addicting and just an amazing experience to be able to hang up or hang around those lower or higher positions, however you want to look at it. But every time I was racing after like the first three races, I was expecting to be in the top 10. So if I wasn't in the top 10, it meant I wasn't practicing enough. So um, everything revolves around practice, especially with the track changing every week. And, but I don't know. It was just a lot of fun trying to learn each week.
I mean, yeah, I think me personally, it's paid off a lot. Watching you, like I said, week in and week out. I don't mean to be repetitive, but I mean
Yeah, yeah.
it's. I mean, I know me personally, I haven't followed. I'm nowhere near where I was. I mean, watching you, I mean, it's impressive. Taking what you've learned from this season and the different strategies that you've absorbed, the different drive styles, all of how you've changed, coming into this next season, how do you think like you're gonna fare? I mean, do you think you're gonna come out swinging a lot harder from race one now that the nerves are more of gone, or do you think you're gonna kind of dial it back and work on some different team aspects and stuff like that moving forward? Like, I mean, what's your plan?
I mean, as of right now, the shakes or trembles, has kind of gone away, which is good. And now it's just a matter of finding a new teammate because Anthony's not going to do this season. So we're going to have to find a new teammate. And I don't really know too many people that run the Aston, so I might be trying to learn a new car. Hopefully not. I kind of like the Aston now that I got used to it, um, but gonna probably need to find a new teammate. That's probably number one. And then after that, honestly, as soon as I get in the driver's seat, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna have to do exactly what I did last season, which is learn the tracks as they go and just progress each track by week by week. That's the biggest thing for me is like focusing on track by track, and as soon as that race is done, you start focusing on the next one. And um, it's definitely challenging to learn a track in a week, as I've said. Uh, but yeah, that pretty much the plan is just to find a teammate and then sit in the seat and go at it again. That's pretty much it.
So, would you say it's safe to say you're accepting applications for the next SCR teammate?
Yeah, yeah, as long as they can keep up, they're comfortable with learning alongside me. Um, I think I need to get a teammate that's kind of willing to deal with me either sucking or doing good because it was one or the other. I was either in the top five or I was getting taken out halfway through the race and mid pack. So um, hopefully, I say hopefully I wouldn't mind staying in D4 just because I feel that I am definitely fine in D4, but I feel like my pace has evolved so much, and I feel like a lot of the people in the top five of D4 should probably go to D3 along with me. Um, but I think once I go into D3, I'm thinking it's probably going to be D3 silver, and I'm just going to try to keep it calm, collected, and try to stick in D3 silver and not try to push it so hard for D4, D3 gold or something like that. Um,
Well,
it'll come in time.
I mean, you definitely don't get fourth in the championship and fourth overall driver by being inconsistent or a flash in the pan. Like, I mean, you're definitely putting in the work, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially because this is the first time that we've kind of put teams together with SCR that you guys are running the banner. And not to mention, you and Anthony hadn't really drove together. It's kind of unfair to compare. It's apples and oranges to y'all two because Adam and Seth have been racing and talking together. They've had a bond way before even this. So them coming
Yeah.
into a championship, it's not fair to look at you and be like, well, you had a lackluster response. Because I mean, from what I'm or finish, from what I'm seeing on your end, I mean, fourth and fourth for having a rookie season as well. I think I couldn't ask any more of you. I mean,
Yeah. At the very end, second to last race, I was eyeing that third place in the championship, but unfortunately just got taken out. I got hit 3 times in one lap on Barcelona, and man, that was the end of that race. I think I was in like fifth or sixth or something, and went down to like 15th. So, um, at that point, I kind of like gave up all hope almost. But yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, like I had even had talks with Adam and Seth. Like I was like, who can be, my teammate? And the one person that kept coming up every single time was you. So, would love it, but you just got to put the time and effort in, and I could teach you. But yeah,
this is an interview of the fourth place coming into the podium, Kyle Barbour, not an interview to see whether or not Brett will make it onto the team. Um,
well, you got to take a shot.
I mean, me personally, like I said, I would disappoint you, but um,
I wouldn't even mind you being at the back as long as we're having a good time, man. I think at the end of it, I really wanted some good finishes, but as long as we're having a good time, that's my main goal playing this game. I'm having a good time. If I wasn't having a good time, I wouldn't be playing it.
did
So,
you watch the inaugural Bathurst bloodbath race? Do you know how many
uh,
tickets I would have put in on me because I just when I get
oh
behind another
yeah,
car, they're going out the way,
yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, so that's how it is. And so we did a race, D4, D5, D6 all together.
Oh God.
D5 and D6 doesn't give a shit about personal space. It thinks a dive bomb is a great maneuver. And if you are a blue flag, it only means to slow down the leader. So that was rough, but I am happy to be out of D5, D6. Not that I ever raced with them, but I had been uh, in the same server as D5, D6. I'm like, oh god. So I'm glad I'm not going backwards. I think D4 is pretty good. They just need a little bit better racecraft. Some of them, I think a lot of them go for trying to win the race in corner one, and then I think D3 is getting very competition oriented and people blocking and stuff like that. I've seen. So I don't know. We're gonna see.
There's a decent amount of long-term strategy that kind of comes inherent with time, and I'm sure you can kind of elaborate on this too. As somebody who's as they get older, I'm starting to not worry about so much raw talent or hey, I'm skilled behind the wheel because that only gets you so far. I mean, like look at drivers like Kim. The man's got raw talent. He knows how to handle, but the problem is similar to me, no practice, and then these cars require refinement and knowledge and the constant practice and all these other things that we can't rely on just raw skill alone. And that's where people like you come in. I mean, like you are skilled 1,000%, but your dedication has got you this far, and I think
Yeah.
that's really a big testament. So I feel like I don't want you to fly under the radar. Part of the reason this interview too, I'm sure Adam concurs that we need to shine light on you. I mean, you've done great this season. Flew under the radar for some of it, and then absolutely, in my personal opinion, took it home. So
Yeah. Well, I think for it being my first season and all the guys that finished first, second, and third in my class, they've been doing it for a lot of years. I mean, one guy said he's been doing it for like, the last 10 seasons or so. So, I definitely don't feel bad in that regard. But at the same time, it's trying to hang out with them and keep up with them now. So just I'm very interested and also a little nervous as to what's going to go on for next season because I'm not necessarily nervous about me as much. I'm more nervous about trying to find a teammate, hoping that the teammate will work with me, will be there every race or at least almost every race, and just not freak out for nothing. And then I don't know. I was hoping in a perfect world that Anthony would be with me, but he's not doing it, unfortunately.
well, I appreciate you taking some time. I'm probably just gonna make this more of a long form interview because I mean I enjoy hearing from you. I don't keep up with you guys enough and watch the races all day every day like I need to, but that and we need to get your name out there. We gotta put up flyers or something. You need a teammate. When's the season
Yeah.
start? Do you know?
I think it's July. So
Okay, you got some
that's
time.
what someone said. Yeah, someone said July, and I'm like, okay. So I've been kind of waiting and looking at D3, but I don't know what specific class I'm gonna get in, but I'm guessing D3.
Well, let's hopefully we can get you a shoey on this next season here. So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you
All I
taking the
wanted
time.
for this season was a third place, and I was so close. So next season.
Next season,
You
we're
didn't even
getting you
talk.
a
You got
podium.
your first win though. You got an actual win in SRA
What?
though.
I thought
That's a
you.
big deal.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you
won the
mean?
last race.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
won the
whoa!
last
I
race.
didn't know that. I didn't watch the
I'm
last one. I'm
sorry.
a terrible fan.
I got second place 3 times, and I got first place once.
So, wait a minute. So before we go
Yeah.
off, I mean, you straight up, you won one. So what? Barcelona? Was that the
No,
last one?
I won Imola because
Imola,
Imola
sorry.
we did the 6 hour race, and I did that. I mean, obviously I didn't race 6 hours, but like 3 hours or whatever, and a bunch of practice. So I had so much practice going into it that I ended up qualifying second. The guy that qualified first, that was winning every gosh damn race, which should have been like D2 or D3 gold at least. Um, he ended up crashing lap one. So once he was out of the picture, I had it. I just had to stay consistent, and that was pretty much it. I think I ended up getting first place, and second place was like over 20 seconds behind. So I was just very consistent, and I knew that track very, very well. So
I didn't even know that. That's crazy. So we got to add you to the trophy case. Me and Adam are gonna put up in the Discord.
hey, I'll take it.
Nah.
I'll take whatever I can get.
Hey man, listen, wins are wins, and I can't express how proud of you I am. I mean, it seems like just yesterday we just started douching around on ACC, and then next thing I know, you guys are over here doing endurance races. I mean, it's wild. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time, and let's see if we can't get you in victory lane next season. Here.
We'll see what we could do. At least in the drivers' championship. I don't know who the hell my teammate's gonna be.
It's not
I mean,
me.
it could still be me, bro, if I don't get moved up.
Hell yeah.
We can team up, dude.
Me and you, Adam. Me and you.
Yeah.
Now that would be interesting.
Adam's gonna be like,
we can go
"Fuck."
back to back D3 championship wins, bro.
Yeah, I'll be like the person that holds up the middle of the pack, but just enough to.
No, yeah. So you win silver, I win gold for drivers, and then,
And then
we
we'll
win
win
the team,
teams.
and we win the team, and
Yep.
that's a clean sweep. Diamond D3
That is.
domination.
Let's do it.
Boom. There it is right there. Well, we will see you guys next time. I appreciate you sitting down with us today. And go follow Kyle Crashes on YouTube. He puts out a lot of content, and he doesn't crash enough. It's kind of misleading. So
I used to. I used to crash a lot, so it made sense at the
What about
time.
AK-48 racing, bro? I'm putting
this
stuff
isn't
out.
your interview.
I'm
This
starting.
isn't-
I'm
see,
starting.
that's
Are
where
you
we're
putting
stopping.
stuff out?